Hey, good morning, Bob here. It's the 1st of July, 2026, Wednesday morning, and I got a little bit of time this morning before my brother-in-law and sister-in-law come over to visit, and we're going to go out to lunch. Anyway, I've got this same guitar here, this Giannini GN70. Yesterday I reattached the bridge. I glued it with some super glue, thin viscosity. The back side of the bridge was coming up off and the front side was glued fine. So anyway, that's over in this direction. You can maybe see the clamps here. That's been almost a day since it's been clamped. But anyway, I have a little bit of time, and I thought I would clean this fingerboard. What I use is quadruple O steel wool. And I can see I'm getting low. But anyway, let me take out this used piece. I have a couple of used pieces here. It's pretty gnarly stuff. When you buy it, it comes in like a little pad like this. And that's it. That's all I have left, so I'll have to get some. But anyway, for demonstration, this is good enough. I start on the frets and I just sort of clean them up. These are old frets. This guitar was made in the early 1970s, and based on the fact that it's a GN70, it might have been made in 1970, I don't know. But first thing I'm going to do, you can see the difference already, just cleaning the frets off. There is some, this guitar has been played. There's definitely some wear on the fretboard. The fretboard is Brazilian rosewood. It sure looks like it. Yeah, it's definitely Brazilian rosewood. So the first thing I do is hit the tops of the frets. This probably has never been done to this guitar. But you can see how it'll take the tarnish off. And it looks a lot better. But we're not done. There's a lot more to do. Now usually up here, I will protect the soundboard. Let me see if I can find my side protectors. Yeah, I got some right here. I wasn't going to do it because this is an old guitar, but what I usually do is tape these on. So I'll just, actually I don't need any tape. I have some right here. This is just to protect the soundboard. Obviously, if it was a super duper classical guitar, I would do this without hesitation. I don't expect I'm going to harm anything regardless. It's just an added protection. So let me get back to the first clean here. These frets are pretty gnarly. First of all, they need to be recrowned. That's definitely high. I can actually see that fret is on the high side. So this is just first go through with the steel wool. That fret is really screwed up. This is probably about a $300 guitar. Okay. Now, because this guitar is, these frets are pretty bad, I'm going to recrown these just a little bit. I'm using the rough side of this fret recrowning file. These frets are really bad. They're flat on the top. And, you know, obviously if this was a really expensive guitar, I might even put brand new frets in and redo the whole thing, but it's one of those guitars that really, to fix it would cost more money than it's worth. And somebody hit these frets with a flat file and actually ruined them. These frets are really bad. This is the rough side of the recrowned file. Now I'm going to flip the file over to the fine side. Keep in mind, I'm just doing a quickie on this. This is a free job. Doing this as a favor. And just trying to help a neighbor. Okay. I'm going to hit that with a vacuum real quick. back to the steel wool. Now I'm going to do the edges of the frets to get the dirt out of there. So I'm using my fingernail on my right hand, my right forefinger, finger number 1. And I'm going on each side of the frets, getting the grime out of there. I've gone to the 12th fret. Now I'm going to hit the wood itself. Okay, you can see how much nicer that looks than here. We're going to continue with the edge of the frets using my fingernail. That nail is jamming the steel wool into the crack. Doing both sides here. Both sides of the fret is what I meant to say. Now, concerning fretting, when I build a new guitar and I put frets in, I don't take a file and flatten them all. Manuel Velasquez taught me not to do that. Rather, put the frets in and make sure that every one is seated all the way down and you don't have any. In other words, if I use a triangular file, a triangular piece of steel like this, there shouldn't be any noise in between every third fret. You can hear that this third fret is high, and I might just tap it in. It's an old guitar. That helped. Okay. Just out of curiosity, I know there's a problem up here. It's an old, it's not a folk guitar, but it might have been used as one back around 1970. Somebody has really hit these with a flat file and essentially ruined these frets. Okay, not too bad. Close enough for a hippie guitar. Okay, so let me just continue here. Basically, I'm getting the grime and tarnish from the side of the frets. I'm doing this quickly because I don't want to put too much time into this thing. I don't even know the owner. I've not met her. And this guitar has been played a lot in the first position, right here, especially right here, A minor. Okay, that's good enough. There's a lot of grunge in the nut slots. It is what it is. I'm going to clean the fingerboard here just a little bit. This guitar was definitely played, but mainly in the first position. So just cleaning up the wood now. This is Brazilian rosewood, this fingerboard. You're hearing the clamps jiggle a little bit, okay? And the edges of the fingerboard are okay. I don't feel anything worth filing. Now I'm going to go with the grain and the steel wool. You can see the wood again. Beautiful piece of Brazilian. It's a shame to put it on such a cheap guitar. I'm just about done with this for now. I'm using used steel wool here. And I have the air conditioner turned off so that it doesn't blow steel wool dust in my lungs. Just doing the edge of the fingerboard a little bit here. Okay, and that's what's left of the steel wool right there. I am going to save it for now because I am low. Now we're going to vacuum it off. Different dusting brush here. normally at this point I would put the vacuum in and suck out any steel wool dust in the sound hole. I'm going to move this guitar a little bit, but I have clamps in the sound hole right now, so I'm going to do that later. The last thing I would do here, just take a clean paper towel and get the dust off. I used to oil the fingerboards with I had a lemon oil that I used to use, but I noticed that the frets would tarnish because of what was in that lemon oil. So I stopped oiling the fingerboards. Oops. I know that Augie Loprinzi, the guitar maker from Clearwater, Florida, he uses lard on the fingerboard to sort of lubricate it. You can see it looks better. I don't have any sharp edges there. Clean off the rosewood dust. You can see, you know, how nasty it is. I'll fold it over. These frets are not in great shape. They're not worn particularly, they've just been filed flat, and that's really a no-no. The top of each fret should be rounded or crowned, and these have been filed so flat, there's really not enough metal left to crown them properly. And that's about it. So, other than cleaning my hands and getting the dust and steel wool, you know, the metal, the leftover stuff, my hands are pretty dirty now. But that's it. It's just a quick cleaning of the frets. They did work out pretty good with the triangle, good enough for this guitar. There's no need to go any further. Of course, the triangle has a long side, a shorter side, and then a real short side for up here. And it's machined perfectly flat. I think I got it from Stuart McDonald, maybe Lithium Mercantile. I'm not sure why it has 3 holes in it. Maybe to hold it better, your fingers kind of get sunken into those holes when you hold it. I don't know, but I've had this thing for a long, long time. And that's it. We're not going to get crazy with it. Just a slight re-crowning as best I could do. Clean off the tarnish. Make sure there's no sharp edges. And in any event, whoever owns this guitar really doesn't play anywhere but from here to here. There's no wear anywhere else. The fingerboard is worn right here. You know, A minor, D, a little bit of E, A, you know, the basic rock and roll folk type chords. Okay, Bob, out. Take care now.